Alright, so previously we saw how we can be able to use the Paystack API to accept payments on our web page or website, and this is the code, and this still remains our output. Alright, still remains our output, as you can see. You can see it. Okay, so I'm going to be advancing this a little bit. We are going to be adding input fields to accept all these here, these four details here. These four inputs here: email, amount, first name, and what phone number. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to be creating my form here, and I'm going to move this button to be inside what our form. Alright, okay. So now let's see. Now you can see this automatically what refreshing our what web page. Okay, so to stop that, you can come here to specify type is equal to button. Alright, so let's click again. So it's going to prevent that form from submitting. Alright, so you can see I'm going to cancel that. Or if you don't want to do this, you come to your form and on submit the function name, which is a payment function. Then you pass in a parameter, and let's say event. Alright, so inside the function, the parameter you passed in, event.prevent default. Alright, so this is going to prevent that from happening. Alright, it's going to prevent the form from submitting automatically. Okay, you can see it. So either ways, you can use any of both methods. Alright, so I'm just going to be using this type equal to button, right, for simplicity. Okay, then yeah, I'm going to be saying inputs. We are going to be having 4 inputs. I don't need name attributes, and let me copy. Okay, let's add a placeholder, and you can say first name, or please enter your first name, any one of your choice. Alright, so I'm going to copy this. Okay, so first name, email, email address, first name, email, phone number, and amount. Okay, first name, email, phone number, and what amount. All right, email, the type should be email. Phone number type should be tel. Amount type should be number. All right, so look at it. Okay, then for their IDs, you can say F name, email, we can say tel, or we can say phone. We can say phone. We can say AMT, or we can say amount. All right, so yeah, before the function, I'm going to be getting those elements by their what ID. All right, and for the first one, we have F name. I'm going to copy this. Okay, we have F name. We have email. We have phone. We have amount. All right, which is this. Okay, and I'm going to be passing this to a variable. So let me say let's user first name. that. Here, let user email equal to that. Here, let user phone number equal to that. And here, let user amount or amt amount equal to that. Okay, let me format this document so that it look nice. Okay, we are proceeding. Take a look at it once more. All right, so we have all these input fields, and I can add a style to make those inputs block. So input, the tag name, display should be what? Block. Okay, I think this is okay. So let's go down and here for the email, user email dot value. Then here for the amount, instead of this value here, we say user amount. Then here for the first name, instead of this, user first name dot value. Here user amount dot value. All right. Here instead of this, user phone dot value. All right. So we are good. Okay. So let's go to our browser's console, and here let's input. Let's choose this. Plus 23470126956. Let's say 606 or 607. Any number of your choice. And here, let's say 6500. Then click on make payment. Alright. So you can see the amount here, 65. Let's cancel the console. So you can see the amount here, 65. Alright. So let's go back to the browser's console. Okay. Let's cancel this. And let's redo this again so that you see. Alright, so you can see these details here. You can see these details here. Okay, you can see the details there. Then you click on pay with card and you put in your details. Okay, I'm going to cancel that, and let's use the test key. So you can see it. Alright, so you can see approved, success, transaction ref. You can see it here. Alright, Okay, so let's go back to use our live key. I'm just going to duplicate this, then comment here. So let's copy the live key. All right. So you can also add some if statement to this. All right. You can also add some if statement to this. Like you can say if it's not email, maybe there's no email, or there's no what amount, user amount. Sorry. Then yeah, user email. All right. So if all these inputs are what not set, then it should alert something for us. We can say it should alert, please fill in your details. Okay, so let's try it out. So let's see. Okay, so you can see please fill in your what your details. Okay, because the email is what empty, the amount is what empty. So you can also add for, we also have for first name, so you can add for first name, if not user first name, or email, or email, if not user first name, or if not user email, sorry, first name dot value. Okay, mean is if this what input field is empty, right? If the value of this user first name is what empty, and this one also is empty, or this one is empty, which is the email, or let's add for the phone, which is the phone number is what empty, then or okay. So if any of all these inputs are what empty, all right. So if any of them are empty, it should what alert this. Please fill in your what details. All right. It should what alert that. Please fill in your details. We can also change all these variable to what constant. Sorry. Let's select them together. So constant. Okay. So take a good look at it once more. So you can see it. All right. So let's see. So assuming I have name, you can see we still have please fill in your details. If I have my email, you can still have it. Then let's use this phone number. You see. Then let's add an amount. So 5600. Okay. Then you can now what put your details. Transfer if it's transfer. You transfer to this what account, this account number, and all that. All right. So if we want to use the test, if we want to use the test key, we can comment this live key here, then uncomment this test key. Then let's try it out. So see 700, make payment. Alright, so let's say the payment is what, successful. Okay, so let's go back to our home. So you can see, let's see it, you can see. Alright, you can see the amount what increased. Okay, the amount did what, increase. Let's say today. So you can see this was the ones we were doing previously. You can see it. Alright, so you can come here to say transactions. So you can see the transactions, each of them. Alright, if you don't want to check on that chart, you can see them here. Okay, so you see the customer name, you see the reference. Alright, you see the reference, you see the channel, the use card, you can see the date paid on. Alright, so you can see it, you can see the whole transaction details for this month. You can check for today. Alright, so this is for what, for today. You can just search, you can search by the reference. So you can copy this reference. Let's paste the reference here. Maybe you want to search by the what, by the reference. Alright, so you are going to have what, only for this. Okay, um okay, that is that. Let's go back to our web page. So you can make this your payment form to be what, to look beautiful. All right, you can make it to what, look beautiful. Then also on this side, on this section here, before this console.log, before I put in this, you can add different what, processes to verify the what, the transaction. All right, you can add different processes for the transaction. That there, you can come here to what, add different processes to what, under this, to what, verify what, the transaction. All right, so after this you can come here and say, let me use the comment, verify transaction on your server. Okay, so you can use the transaction reference to check if that transaction already what, exists. All right, to check if the transaction already exists, and you are going to use a server side language for it. You don't do that on your front end. All right, you don't do that on your front end. Okay, then here you can use alert instead of you can say alert. All right, so you can use alert. Then you can alert a message here. So let's say thanks for payment. Okay, so let's try that out. So you can see, so thanks for what, payment. All right, and we have this what, object. Okay, so under this transaction, you see that this thing is becoming more advanced. Under the transaction, we have reference. Okay, we have what, reference, and let's come here, let's say transaction dot reference. Okay, now you can see thanks for payment. right? Then you can see the what transaction what reference. All right, you can see the transaction reference. So you can copy this. I just copied it. Then here, so let's say we search for that transaction reference. So you can see it's 65. All right. So let's go back to C. Okay. You can see 65. Okay. So this is just sorry. So this is just how to use this what Paystack. All right. This is just general overview of how to use this Paystack for what accepting what payment. All right. How to use it for what accepting payment. And if you don't want to get the transaction reference, you can get different keys from it. You have your email, the transaction amount, the transaction currency, the transaction first name. You can get all this. All right. Then you can pass it to your back end or assign it to a database, send it to a database, and all that as you proceed. All right. So, but this is just what basics. All right. This is just what basics. Okay. And on console, you can alert instead of console.log. You can use the alert for the error message. You can use the alert also. All right, on this too you can just leave that one. So let's go back, refresh, and let's see. So let's click make payment. Then so you can see payment is what cancelled. All right, payment is cancelled. Make payment. Then if you cancel it, you can see the alert is going to what pop up. Payment is what cancelled. All right, this is not going to work on the console again. Okay, so what next? Okay, so if there's an error message, you should also what alert the error message. All right, so you can see you can also pass in a different charges to what the user wants to pay. So let's say the user wants to pay 45 and your charges is what 150. You can still pass in your charges. All right, so I'm going to just do this. So before this, I'm going to say plus pass float. So let's say this is your charges 150. All right, so I'm going to use a bracket to hold both of these. Okay, so I'm going to use a bracket to hold both of these. So 150 as your charges. You can see assign it using a variable. All right, so let me say 150 as the charges. So let's say um, let's say the amount 45. So we are going to remember this thing is 150. Okay, remember the charges is what 150. So 45 plus 150 should be 4650. All right, so let's click on. Let me zoom in a little bit. So let's click on make payment. Okay, so you can now see it 46 what 50. So your charges is being what inclusive. All right, so if you click on success, so you can see. So you can see the transaction reference. All right. So if we go to our transactions here, okay, so you can see. Sorry, where's this place again? Okay, um, let's refresh. So you can see 4650. Okay, so you can see 4650. All right. So this is just run around this and understand the environment. Okay, run around this and understand the what environment. It is what very simple. Okay, it is very simple. You just have to follow it step by what step. All right, follow it step by step. Okay, so yeah, I can just remove this full transaction reference and just say thanks for what payment. I can still redirect to a welcome page or a payment successful page that I created separately. So I can use the windows dot location dot href to redirect to that welcome page that is going to show okay welcome. Alright. And the more you go for that, when it comes to backend, you'll be able to what manipulate this to your best of what choice. Alright. So this is it. This is it. This is it.